Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to help you cut through the noise and get, well, truly informed, fast. Today, we are jumping into something you hear about a lot. It's often kind of misunderstood, I think, but it's actually super powerful for untangling some really messy, really human problems. We're talking about design thinking. Now, you probably heard the name, right? Maybe you even use it or think you do. But our mission today is to get past the buzzwords. We want to uncover what actually makes it work so well, how it's really used, and this is key, why it isn't just for designers. It's more like a mindset shift, really, one that can unlock some surprisingly fresh solutions.
That's exactly right. At its core, design thinking is, well, it's an innovative way to solve problems, and it's deeply human-centered. It's structured. Yeah, there's a five-stage process we can talk about, but the real heart of it is focusing intensely on user needs, and crucially, inviting those users in to help create the solutions, to co-create.
Right, co-create. We'll definitely dig into that.
Yeah, and we'll unpack those stages and show why involving the user like that is just so transformative.
So, by the end of this deep dive, our goal is for you to really grasp not just the what of design thinking, but the why, its unexpected power, and maybe even see how you could apply it to challenges you're wrestling with. Okay, so let's anchor this. What is design thinking? Like, at its heart, what makes it different?
Fundamentally, it's this iterative, human-centered approach to tackling problems. It really empowers people, teams, whole organizations even, to deeply focus on the folks they're designing for. And the key, like I said, is putting those people, the users, right at the center. They become partners. They help us co-create the solutions. It's not just about asking their opinion at the end.
Okay, so there's the difference there. Is it like human-centered design is the idea and design thinking is how you do it?
Exactly. You've nailed it. Think of human-centered design as the underlying philosophy, the belief, right, that solutions should fit people's lives seamlessly. Design thinking, then, is the practical blueprint. It's a structured process, a set of steps, almost like architectural plans, that help you actually build that solution in a way that is human-centered. It's the how that brings the what human-centeredness to life.
That distinction feels really important. It's not designing for users over there in a vacuum, but actually bringing them into the messy middle of it all.
Mhm.
That's where it gets interesting, right? Moving from guessing what people need to actually finding out with them.
Precisely. It's a shift from assumptions to exploration.
So why should people, really care about this? Beyond it sounding good, what's the actual advantage, the game changer?
Well, a big part of its power is just how versatile it is. You can use it for massive, complex problems like rethinking a whole public service,
Yeah.
or for something much smaller like figuring out a tiny feature on an app.
Yeah.
It scales really well.
Okay, so not just for big, hairy problems.
Not at all. And it's not confined to one field. We see it in tech, sure, but also education, healthcare, social impact work, government. It pops up everywhere. And something often missed is its knack for uncovering needs people didn't even know they had or couldn't articulate.
How so?
Well, traditional problem solving often starts with, here's the problem, fix it, right?
Yeah, usually.
Design thinking often forces you to question if that is the real problem in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It pushes teams to dig deeper, to go beyond the obvious fixes and really foster genuine innovation. You end up creating things that just fit. They fit into daily life naturally. Rather than feeling like something forced onto people, it's about finding the right problem to solve first.
That's a powerful thought. So maybe take a second, you listening, think about a stubborn challenge you're facing. Could it be you're trying to solve the wrong problem? Or maybe just a symptom? Could this kind of human-centered, let's figure it out together approach work there? Definitely something to keep in mind as we go deeper.
Okay, let's tackle the myths, because there are definitely some big misunderstandings floating around about design thinking. What are the main ones we need to bust?
Oh, absolutely. The first huge one is that it's only for designers, people with designer in their job title. That's just flat out wrong. It's a problem-solving approach for anyone. Doesn't matter your role or industry.
It's a way of thinking, not a specific skill like graphic design.
Exactly. It's about the mindset, the process, not about whether you can use Photoshop. Second big myth. People think it's for simple problems, like, 1 plus 1 equals 2 kind of problems.
Like optimizing a known process. Yeah, or finding the quickest road somewhere. But design thinking, it doesn't really shine there. Those problems usually have clear answers, often from experts. It thrives in ambiguity. It's built for complex, often called wicked problems.
Wicked problem.
Yeah, problems with lots of moving parts, different stakeholders, maybe conflicting viewpoints, where there's no single right answer.
Yeah.
Think about like improving public health compliance or tackling climate change adaptation in a community. Messy human systems.
Okay, so not for simple equations. Got it.
Right. And the third one, maybe the most important to bust,
Mhm.
it's not magic. It doesn't automatically guarantee a perfect solution pops out at the end.
Oh, okay, good to know.
It's a framework, a process. Its success really hinges on how well you actually do it, how deeply you engage, how much you listen, how willing you are to learn, and crucially, iterate.
Iterate, meaning try, fail, learn, try again.
Precisely. It's a powerful guide, but it's not a magic wand you just wave.
That's a really vital point. If it's not magic and it's not for those simple fix-it problems, that points towards a specific type of challenge where it really excels. What defines those right problems for design thinking?
Exactly. Think about building a bridge. It's complicated, sure, but it's largely an engineering problem. You bring in experts, they have established methods, formulas.
Right, physics doesn't change much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Design thinking, though, it's tailor-made for those complex systemic problems where the answer isn't known up front and where experts working alone just can't crack it because the human element is so central and unpredictable. Like the example you mentioned earlier, maybe improving a government service center experience.
Yeah.
An efficiency expert might look at queue times and workflow. But a design thinking approach insists on involving the citizens using the center and the staff working there deeply.
Why is their involvement non-negotiable?
Because they are the only ones who can truly judge if a proposed solution actually works for them. Does it meet their real needs? Does it fit their lived experience? Does it respect their time and dignity?
The user is the ultimate expert on their own experience.
Exactly. So in design thinking, we spend a lot of time up front just trying to understand the real problem, the root causes. Because often what you first see, it's just a symptom.
Like long lines are a symptom, maybe the real problem is lack of information beforehand or anxiety about the process.
Precisely. So we use lots of techniques, observing people in the wild, shadowing them, having deep, empathetic conversations, not just surveys. We gather all these observations to truly grasp their experiences, their behaviors, what they need, but maybe can't even say. And this often leads us to reframe the problem statement several times before we even think about solutions.
That focus on deep understanding, on reframing the problem based on real human insight, that really highlights the iterative nature you mentioned. So how do we actually do it? How does this unique approach unfold in practice?
Right, so it's typically described as a 5-stage process.
Yeah.
But critically, it's not linear. It's not step 1, step 2, step 3, done.
More like a loop or spirals.
Exactly. It's highly iterative. You might jump back and forth between stages as you learn more. Each stage just helps you get closer to understanding those real needs and wants of the users.
Okay, let's walk through them. Maybe using that service center example, trying to improve the waiting experience.
Perfect. Okay, stage 1, understand and observe, or sometimes called empathize. This is where we immerse ourselves in the user's world. For the service center, we're not just sending surveys. We're physically there, watching people wait, observing their body language, what they do on their phones, who they talk to. We're talking to them, asking open-ended questions, maybe even experiencing the wait ourselves to feel the frustration.
Trying to really feel what they feel.
Yes, building empathy, understanding unspoken needs, pain points.
Okay, stage 1, empathize. What's next?
Stage 2, define. This is synthesis time. We take all those observations, notes, interviews from stage 1, and we try to make sense of it. Look for patterns, insights, key pain points. Then we frame a clear, actionable, human-centered problem statement. For our service center, it might become something like, how might we reduce anxiety and the feeling of wasted time for citizens waiting at the service center, helping them feel respected and informed?
So it's not just make the line shorter, it's about the experience of waiting.
Precisely. It frames the problem around the human need.
Okay, define. Then what? Stage 3.
Stage 3 is ideate. Now that we have a clear problem statement, we brainstorm. Wide open. The goal here is quantity and diversity of ideas. No judgment yet. For the service center, how might we reduce anxiety and perceived wait time? Ideas could be anything. Virtual queuing apps, better signage, interactive displays with useful info, comfortable seating, maybe even like a coffee cart or curated music. Wild ideas are welcome.
Get it all out there.
Exactly. Then, stage 4, prototype. This isn't about building the final thing. It's about making ideas tangible, quickly and cheaply, so we can test them.
Low fidelity.
Absolutely. For the service center, a prototype could be just a paper sketch of a new waiting room layout,
Right.
or a simple clickable mock-up of a new app screen on a phone, or even acting out a new interaction between staff and a citizen. The goal is to make something real enough for users to react to without investing tons of time or money. Fail fast, learn fast.
Make it real enough to touch and feel, basically.
Yeah. Which leads directly to stage 5, test. Now we take those rough prototypes back to the actual users, people waiting at the service center, staff members. We watch them interact with the paper sketch, try the clickable mock-up, walk through the role play, and we gather their honest feedback. What works? What's confusing? What do they like? What are their concerns?
And that feedback is gold.
It's everything. It tells us what to refine, what to ditch, maybe even sends us back to an earlier stage. Maybe the testing reveals our defined statement was slightly off, so we go back there. Or it sparks new ideas, so we jump back to ideate.
It really is circular then. You're constantly learning and adjusting based on that user interaction.
Constantly. It's a loop, not a line. Always coming back to the user, learning more, refining.
Fascinating. It really embraces that idea that good design isn't about getting it perfect the first time, but about learning and improving through iteration.
Okay, so we've really taken a deep dive into design thinking today. Gone past the surface level, I hope. We've looked at its power, how it actually works.
Yeah, and hopefully busted some myths, showing it's not just for designers, but a really potent approach for those tricky, complex human problems, and highlighting that focus. Understand the real issue first and involve the user constantly.
Right. Hopefully for you listening, this gives a clearer picture of how this approach can help unpack challenges differently, moving beyond just treating symptoms to finding solutions that genuinely work for people. And maybe that leaves you with a question to ponder. How might things change if you shifted your own approach to problems? Moving from just searching for a quick fix to really focusing first on deeply understanding the experience of the people involved. How might that change the outcome in your work or even in your life?